Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Power Vacuum. I'm your host, Belmont, and today I'm doing something I didn't want to do, but I said I would do, so I'm going to do it. I'm reviewing Fallout Season 2. I know I was originally planning on doing episode by episode, because after the first episode, I didn't hate the first episode that much. On my initial watch, going back, I didn't really like it. Uh, I think I had the temporary nostalgia blinders on. I was curious about what they were doing with the house and why there were what appeared to be two houses, which now I get the two houses. They explain that. But yes, spoiler warning for everyone. If you're watching this, you probably have seen the show, I assume. But if not, spoiler warning. I hit season two. Yeah, of course. I hit episode two, and it was just bad. It was just so bad that I didn't even want to watch the rest of the show, but I made myself watch it. And yeah, I didn't want to do a review because I didn't want to talk about it because it's a lot of nonsense. There are too many subplots in this show. There are too many things that I don't know how they're going to resolve them by the end of the third season unless they are planning to do more than a third season, which they very well might be, but I don't know. It got boring. The character development kind of just fell off a cliff. Uh there's just some pointless things that happen and a bunch of questions that are put up and not answered at all. You have so how many plot points are there? There's Lucy's overall plot trying to find her dad's plot, there's Maximus's plot. There's like a side plot in a side plot with Thaddeus. There's the ghouls plot. It's oh, what's his name? Norm McLean, Lucy and Hank's son, Lucy's brother. He's got his own plot, and like his is pointless. Like, so we'll start there. He's like trapped in the vault, like wakes up everybody. The only person who's like being nice to him is a person who was apparently like a new hire at the vault when things went down, so they'd only been there like a week. But like he convinces them that he's the new overseer or something, and they're like one of the guys that knows was an assistant to an assistant or something shit. Like he made coffee, but he knew the plan. So I was like, okay, whatever that means. Um, so like they ambush Norm, and then all die to a bunch of rad roaches, except Norm, who I believe it's Norm. I'm gonna keep calling him Norm anyway. He he has plot armor. Him and the girl that was kind of nice to him have plot armor. Everyone else that gets locked in the room, which is all of them, all of the executives, get killed by rad roaches except the one girl and Norm, who they just ignore for the most part. Like he gets attacked a couple times, but most of the rad roaches just ignore him, fly around him, dodge him. It's just plot armor, and like that's his whole story. It's real stupid, and I don't know where they're going with it or what their plan is. Uh, Hank's story is one of the few that kind of makes sense because he's like mind controlling people, but it's the whole would you trade your freedom for safety kind of thing, because the people he mind controls realize that it's safe in the vault being mind controlled, or it's deadly out in the wasteland. And it's a moral dilemma, right? It's a classic moral dilemma: freedom versus safety. It's like, which do you choose? And that's the main plot, because Lucy's like trying to stop him. He's trying to continue apparently what's Mr. House's work. That's what House was working on, which, oh yeah, there's this sort of House subplot too. Like, they show House like going around and like controlling street thugs and stuff like that. Doing the dirty work himself, that when you're that powerful and you have a body double that has been the face of your entire company, like nobody knows the real Mr. House. There's the body double that looks kind of like Andrew Ryan. If you watch the show, well, I guess if you watch the show and BioShock, you'll know what I'm talking about. Kind of a reference of a reference. But I liked the actor, the Andrew Ryan looking Mr. House actor more than the official Mr. House actor, but what are you gonna do? And yeah, House's plot ties in with the ghoul, where the ghoul just he's been looking for his family. He finally finds out where his family is. He goes to see them, and they're not there. So now he's looking for his family again. His story is literally unchanged. He's looking for his family. 2 seasons now. Story hasn't progressed at all. The ghoul looking for his family. Now, I will say that Walton Goggins' acting is mostly what carries this show. And then, like, for me personally, the stupidness of Thaddeus is probably the only thing that really embodies the actual humor of Fallout. But like Maximus is pointless. He's basically like delegated to a side character in his own story arc. Right? Like he keeps going to do things, and the events of like the events and actions of other people are what drive Maximus's story. Maximus isn't driving it. He's just along for the ride in his own plot, and it's stupid. Effectively, he could not even be there, and almost everything would stay the same, with the exception of the Deathclaw fight, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So Deathclaws, obviously, like the most dangerous thing in Fallout, apparently existed before the war now, because this show ties into canon. So Deathclaws existed before the bombs dropped, just for everyone who didn't know that now. And then a Maximus in power armor, old, uh like New California Republic power armor, basically takes out like 3 death claws, and then Thaddeus like headshots a couple. Like a single sniper fire can take out a death claw now. They're basically what was the most dangerous creature in the game is just, like a wild hog now, I guess. And the New California Republic. Oh yeah, there's sub plot lines I forgot. There's the faction plot lines where the Caesars are fighting over what is basically a traffic median, with the old Caesar in the middle with a note that says, the Legion ends with me. So instead, Macaulay Culkin, which I gotta correct myself, I thought it was Kieran Culkin originally when I saw it, but it's Macaulay Culkin, uh, with the most dialed in, I don't care attitude I've ever seen an actor portray. I don't know if that's what his character's supposed to be, but he just puts on the crown and boom, because Fallout is basically in the future, but nuked to the Stone Age. He who wears the crown is king. So he puts on the crown, he's Kaiser. But it's just, oh, it's so stupid. And then like the New California Republic is just like 3 people and then suddenly an army. They don't explain that. Like a bunch of people show up. I guess people were just waiting for them. And like, I don't know. It's bad. The only thing that really interests me is a little bit of Walton Goggins acting, but like his story sucks because it's just I go nowhere the story. Like I show up, I lose, then I win, and nothing else happens. But the only thing that really interests me is Thaddeus. I like his portrayal. He's mutating too quickly for me to think he's a ghoul. I think this is the FEV, or the forced evolutionary virus, for those of you not familiar with Fallout lore, which is what created super mutants and ultimately like the other crazy, crazy mutants, like the centaurs and originally the death claws. But I think he might be either Thaddeus might be morphing into something new for the TV show, or a super mutant of some variety, or possibly even a centaur, because like his body parts are falling off. He's completely unfazed. He's very lackadaisical. Uh, but I don't know the actor who's delivering the lines, but he delivers the lines pretty hilariously. Like he's like on point with his comedy, or delivery of like dry humor, and he kind of fits the whole, Bethesda humor when they took over Fallout. But overall, the show sucks. God, it's just not it's not entertaining. Like I'm bored while watching the show, and that's a problem. Like when you have one of the greatest video game franchises that can entertain me doing stupid things like building freaking what are effectively miniature skyscrapers with their construction in Fallout 4, or like sieging uh Nuka World, or the alien ship in Fallout 3. Like you've got all these things that are super captivating, and you made a TV show that just bores me. And I don't know how you did it. And I'm sad because I wanted it to be a good show because it looks aesthetically pleasing for the most part. There are scenes where the CGI looks really good, and scenes where it looks like, you know, early 2000s sci-fi channel CGI. But yeah, the show's not good. I will be watching season 3. I will probably do a full season review of that unless it's like crazy good and I need to talk about it right away, but we'll see where it goes. I don't think they're going to be able to wrap up all their plots in a nice neat little bow, and you're going to get some like weird either rushed or exponential or god damn it, math jokes. I've been looking at a lot of chemistry jokes. Um Exposition dumps is what I was trying to say. Fucking chemistry memes. Anyway, yeah, it's either going to be exposition dumps for the character development, or they're going to do some rushed, crappy scenes. But we'll see. Yeah, so far the show's like maybe a 4, possibly a 3. I don't know. It's not good, or at least not for me. I mean, if you've never played Fallout and you don't know anything about the world, I can see the show being entertaining because this is your first exposure, and a little confusing. And then there are people who just love things for nostalgia's sake. They probably like it, but the story is lacking, and a lot of the acting is lacking. So overall, the show is lacking. But that's all I have for this review. This is your host, Belmont, signing out.